Hello everyone, this is Tyva Littles, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you guys how to do a print and cut. So this video is going to be split up into two sections. This first section is when I'm going to show you how I actually start the whole process on my laptop. And in the description box will be a link to the actual hands-on video. So I want to do a t-shirt for my youngest, my daughter. She loves the Shopkins. I don't know who Shopkins is, but I just looked it up to see what it was, and then I went from there. So this is her name, and this will also be going on to her shirt. So I'm going to have to do two printing cuts, one for her name and one for the cupcake that I'm going to show you I'm going to grab from Google. So I'm going to take this off, hide it using clicking that eyeball. I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to put in Shopkins cupcake. Okay, and select images. And she likes this cupcake right here. So as I click on this cupcake, I see that it's a PNG, which means all of the area around it is already taken out. I'm going to save this one because that's super easy. That means I don't have to erase the background. So Shopkins cupcake PNG. Now I'm going to try to find one that does have the white background so I can show you how to erase it. We're going to use this one. Okay, so as you can see with this one, this is a JPEG and it actually has a white background. So I'm going to save this as Shopkins cupcake background for this tutorial. I'm going to use the PNG, but I want to show you guys how to erase the background and why that is so important to do. Okay, so we're going to go back to Cricut. I'm going to upload image, browse. I'm going to put in background because that's the first one we're going to work with. Okay, so you want to preserve all of the colors in this design. So you want to select complex, continue, click your magic wand up here, and one click, boom, and it makes it just like the other one. So we're going to go to continue. And when you get here, you do not want to save it as a cut, like so. You want to save it as a print cut image, print then cut image. So you want to make sure that this green box is selected by clicking it and go to save. And then I'm going to show you how it looks. Just select it and go to insert images. And I'm going to show you how it looks when it comes up. And you want to erase the white background because you don't want that white background on your print and cut. And you'll see why that makes sense. It probably doesn't make sense now, but it's going to make sense later. So I've erased the background and all I have is my cupcake. And you see this little icon is showing you that it's saved as a print. So we're going to hide that because I want to upload the PNG version of the cupcake because it was already done for me. So it'll be much cleaner. So for print and cuts, you prefer PNGs, or you can do the first method that I just did in order to make it into a quote-unquote PNG. That's without the background. Open. Now also, I just thought about a nugget. You see how much better that looks? I also thought about another nugget. When you get here, select complex. Okay, and as you can see, the white background is already taken off. Now I'm going to show you a trick. Once you've edit your picture, look what you can do. You can actually hit your control button and your click mouse, and you can actually save this image. So we saved image as, so you're able to save your edited image as a PNG. So we're going to do cupcake. We're just going to do Shopkins cupcake like that. And you see it says format PNG. So you can actually save your edited version as a PNG in case you have to refer back to it. So that was just a little nugget I wanted to share with you guys. It's just something that a lot of people don't know about Cricut. So I have this green box around my save as a print and cut image. Go to save. And there we have it. So I'm going to insert this one. And I'm going to put the two beside each other. Looks like the only difference is that this one's a little bit more cartoony. This one is a little bit more realistic and it has the black outline. So this was the one that we had to erase the white off around. And you can kind of see like how the apple and stuff is, how it's chipped off. And this is the actual PNG. So PNGs work a whole lot better. I'm going to delete that for this process. There we go. Okay. Now, with your print and cut image, your dimensions are 9.25 and 6.75. You cannot make an image bigger than that. So with my width, I'm going to work with height because it's kind of long. So I'm going to put 9.25 for my height. And then it auto checks into 7.46, which is more than 6.25. So if I select make it, here we go. Image is too large. At least one of your printable images is too large to print. Please reduce the size to 9.25 by 675. So that means I will have to compromise some of the height in order to get to 6.75. So we're going to go here, 6.75. And it's not that much of a compromise. You see 9.25 went to 8.37. So that wasn't much of a compromise. Okay, so now that I have my cupcake, I'm going to go to make it. Okay, and I have my cupcake. Now, you do not have to mirror this image. So don't even worry about that button. Usually we have to mirror for HTV, but we're using Avery for darks. And it's going to print on something. The transfer is kind of like a sticker with a backing on it. So we do not have to mirror this image. So we just double check. This black box is what your Cricut is going to be reading in order to know where to cut on this image. Go to continue. Of course, it says no Cricut device is found because I do not have my Cricut plugged in currently. But once your Cricut device pulls up, it's going to say send to printer. And once you send to your printer, this box is going to come up. You select your printer from this box right here. And you have the option to bleed it or not bleed. And you can see the difference once I click on it. Watch. Now, me personally, for my printing cuts, I alternate between bleeding. But for this particular one, we're not going to bleed. So I'm going to leave the bleed option off. And then I'm going to print. So once I select print, it's going to send the print to my printer that I should have plugged up. Once that image prints, then I will put it on my mat and insert it into my Cricut. And my Cricut is going to read that black box that I showed you. So in the next video that I'm going to include in this description, it's going to finish up what we've already started. So stay tuned.